I'm ready.
On today's episode of Let's Talk FGO, Summer 7.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's been 7 summers. It's crazy.
Also,
Yeah, that's
holy
really
shit,
it. That's
Summer
really
7.
it. Summer 7 and Proto Merlin. And somehow they're connected. But are they really?
They're not.
Stay tuned
It's
to find
lies.
out. I am one of your hosts. I am Omega. With me, as always, has too many books. Lucky.
It's so true. Everyone, I hope you're enjoying Fate Grand Order, aka I did not actually put something here. And while we here at Studio Omega like to bring you the latest in FGOs, related news, and memes, we will be talking about current and future events about the JP and EM version of the game, so anyone not among the spoilers should praise the artists, especially Raita, and Takahito, and Shaki P.
There is a little gap where the AKA usually goes in the notes.
Yes, I actually did fuck that up completely. I appreciate that I was actually go through it and then I short-circuited. It's like stumbling forward.
Anyway, we're trucking tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and remind you this episode is brought to you by our lovely patrons like Adam DeHart, Arctic 10, August G, Carlos Dragon, Ferris, Jeremy Vasquez, Just the Face, John Sandoval, Legendary Boss Hunter, Liam Kessler, Reaching Raptor, Rise of Kenji, Rogue Robyn, Trevor, Sean Pryor, Some Guy Named Bob, Siren 23, and Varian the Crow. If you like what we do, want to see more, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can get access to episodes early and more. Thank you for your support.
Shout out to Legendary Sleeping Servant here who says, Summer 7 Servant swiftly surfing solo style by the seashore.
I'm going to have
Sick
to
alliteration.
hide that one in the description somewhere. I think that's a little too long for the title.
Probably.
Don't you hate it when you got a YouTube video and then you can't see half the title because it's compacted? You got to get the full view. Anyway, consider supporting us on Patreon so I can buy Lucky more books.
Wait, what?
Nothing. Pay no attention Pay no attention that I have a note on when your birthday is in front of my computer still.
I'm slightly... What's the word? I don't want to say suspicious confused. It's a state between suspicious and confused, because I remember we were talking about a book, but I was completely gushing about fucking Raita art in the pre-show, and it might have slipped my mind.
Well, to remind you and everybody, I asked if you already own the Final Fantasy XIV cookbook.
Oh, that's what... Yeah, no. I lost the dude. Where'd he go?
Conspicuous. Anyway, we're trucking.
We trucking.
So, we have a decent amount of things to talk to you about today.
Yay.
So we're going to fire off through the stuff and the things so we can continue yelling about more stuff and more things. Let's go ahead and check in with everybody's favorite Kohai.
Senpai, 起きてください.
I swear sometimes I lose my button. Anyway, it's time for a week of the fuck up pro tips. So several people have noted this one, which is why I decided to pick it as the pro tip. But all throughout this week, I have seen surprised people in our community going, oh, the Master Missions don't count 5-star EXPs. Yes, this is correct. They do not include the Hellfire EXPs, aka the 5-star EXP cards. So, when you're trying to clear them, make sure that you double-check what EXPs you're getting, and keep that in mind so you actually clear your Master Missions and stuff correctly. You can just grind the low AP ones if you really need to.
Yeah.
But yes, that is a thing. Because we have gotten our 5-star EXP dailies like way sooner, I'm pretty sure the Master Missions have not been updated to comparate them yet, so keep it in mind. It is half AP right now, yes. We'll talk more about that later. Moving swiftly on. Records to the Throne, a regular achievement topic. Hey, they give you even though I'm not very far into OQ, spoilers for later, they give you a shitload of currency, so I was able to buy a lot of EXPs plus all the other stuff, and Summer Murasaki and Wuzetan Smiles protected.
Yay!
Up in the world. Also, over the last couple days, double suck.
Mm-hmm.
It's very helpful.
I have not, unfortunately, been playing as much FGO as I normally would because I've been a bit sick. But I did make some rolls, and I would like to tell everyone that I got a NP4 Orion, the Artemis kind, and my first Napoleon. Yay! Excuse me, high school girl, do not cover up that man. I am following him. But with that, we're gonna switch right on over to not all the world's evil, but damn close. So far, total, I spent full biggest pactos of Sancors trying to get Kama. That's where I got a fuck ton of CEs. That's where I got, another Orion. That's where I got my first Napoleon. No Kama. No MP3 Kama. I'm slightly nettled. I do believe her last raid up starts tonight. And I am probably going to give it a couple more goes. Only a couple more. Like I said, I'm not trying to go out of control here.
Trying not to overspend.
This motherfucker is literally just walking in circles.
Well, beat him up.
He has to take me to the secret lab where the drugs are being tested.
Oh, then beat him up.
then I will beat him up.
Anyway, yes, verily. Also support us on Patreon, on YouTube, and etc. to continue Lucky's habit of rolling for Kama.
Listen, I got a lot to roll for.
But verily we shall continue. Did you finish your master missions? So to complete your master missions this week, not related to your download missions, you guys can figure those one out in your own time. Though some of them are pretty easy. Your regular master missions this week are defeat 5 servants, then defeat 10 servants, defeat 15 enemies with the Heaven attribute, defeat 15 enemies with the humanoid trait, and then acquire 15 and then 30 EXPs. But remember, 4-star EXPs are lower only. The 5 stars don't count yet. I'm sure eventually the master missions will take care of this discrepancy, but for now, it don't. So keep that one in mind. I do believe it should be Ska Fest next. Get ready to play the ska music. I think that'll be next for us. We got a little bit of dead time, but yeah, I believe it's coming later this month. Actually, did they? They might have mentioned it already. Anyway, my future vision is so weird. We'll check later what's supposed to be next. But let's move for what we actually know. We are moving on to Skelegrams. I'm not going to say it spookily because the spooky is already in your department stores, even though it's August.
Slightly painful.
Slight pain. So, in JP, the big one. Right on time. Arctic Summer World. Should still be Antarctic, whatever. Listen, it's summer down there right now. That's how that works. Actually, no, it's winter right now. It's the other way around. You do snow, we go there. Anyway, it's goofy. It could be funnier. It's Arctic Summer World because it's Scotty, though. We all get it. I actually have questions about the placement of this event, but I'll save my story questions for later. We don't care about story. We care about summer.
I mean, I'll care about the story in 2 years, but right now, nay.
Yeah. It's a point ladder with time gates. Woo!
Yeah.
And it goes from the 10th to the 31st. I'm not sure why there's time gates, but okay, whatever. Anyway, as with our usual summers, it just requires a Fuki clear, so pretty fast. The CEs are fire as always.
Thank you, Shaka P.
Yeah,
I have been blessed.
Everybody's very impressed with the Bargast one.
Melon 22 was all like, this is good shit!
Yep. Summers are usually arts, and it makes sense for reasons we'll discuss later. So, complete the main story of this event to get access to your permanent Summer Valkyrie assassin. Rather, one of the 3 Valkyries, because yes, this is a Mecha Liz style thing. You can only pick one each of, or one specifically, of Ortlinde, Throde, or Hilder, though each of them also unlocks a costume dress for a different look for some of the extra Valkyries as well. But yeah, so it is Summer Valkyrie. Very funny, because we just had that joke in Summer 5 over here. Though they aren't really that summery. They're more, it's more the Summer Osakawa Hime brand of summer.
Listen, they're like bodyguards, like a PMC.
Yeah,
I think it's sick.
I mean, it's great, but right now they are just girls' frontline characters.
I'm hoping that next year when this comes out, people will be able to pick a second one, and they'll be able to have 2 out of 3, and then you get a friend on the support list, the third, like boom, then you have a full Valkyrie fire squad. It'll be great.
Be pretty funny. Yes, that's a very great comic I have seen. Yes, unless they don't rerun it, but I'm sure they'll do something like. I mean, that was technically still Delightworks, but last year we did have that big blitz on old Halloweens to get you accesses to your Lizzes, your past Lizzes, right? So,
right.
There's still some effort to be made. And the weird thing is people are like, oh, I guess no summer rerun. I'm going to be honest, we still don't know, because summer wasn't until September anyway. They might just wait. I really don't know. There's no rule that says the new summer has to come out before the old summer. That said, if we don't get a rerun, that is I don't want to say it's a bad choice on Lasengle's part, because, I'm doing the OQ rerun right now, and it's kind of like, boy, it's a little bit of a drag, right? It's better. There's way less loading on screens and stuff like that. We don't see the loading icons as much, but it still requires a lot of clicks to get through. We had the same conversation last year when it came out the first time.
Right.
So there's a lot to it, and I'm not really, especially this year, I will admit, I have not been doing a full-throated, playthrough of a lot of reruns. I've let some of them lapse. My second temporary, the rerun Kagetora actually, went home. That's how little I completed that one, because that one also is a little bit of a weird grind. And when you've already kind of seen the story, even if you're playing through it again, you know a lot of the beats. It's not, taking your full attention, so, no. There's still been there was no Santa Carna rerun. Somebody's saying the third welfare that's not been rerun. Correct. Christmases are in a bad way. I think it's because they have this habit of just December is now a tentpole for story events every year. Okay, I'll say this the thing. If they're not doing reruns to do Road to Sevens, that's dumb. Because there's not that much content at Road to Seven. It's like 2 weeks of banners and some memorial quests. You can do a rerun in that time. It's fine. But like I said, there may be some differences in the new direction of the game. Like I said, we're doing stuff that's interesting right now. There's a lot of like weird backlog and slowdown. I'm kind of hoping that at some point they do similar to what they did for Halloween for Christmases, right? And start catching you up on old Christmas stories and refreshing old welfares. Because listen, if they can buff Brave Liz, they can buff Santa Altar. It's doable. Anyway, we got on a slight tangent about reruns.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I personally can influence anybody on the JP side that they should do more reruns. We'll have to see when that comes over there. In fact, I think I believe I have heard that international players' buying power on JP got even less, as I believe Google Play is preventing you from using international cards to buy Sync Quartz right now.
What? Why?
That's what I heard. It's a Google Play policy. I think it's because so many different countries have so many different regulations on the store. They're trying to prevent cross contamination. I don't know.
That sounds a little weird to me, but okay.
Yeah. I believe this is something that the people in Europe actually had a fear for before we got officially released over there. There was no follow-up on it. I just saw a couple people point it out. Like, I believe Kirishan tweeted about it and stuff. You can still, like, buy the yen cards, like, normally, and then translate those to Google Play money. So, it's just, it requires extra buyout steps, but yeah, it's a little unusual, but I think it's just a policy thing, so that the governments don't get mad and payment processors don't get mad. Though, you should eat payment processors. I know they're important, but also you should just, storm their buildings and consume them. They're not good for you.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna fucking double down on this.
He's doubling down.
Sorry, I'm just...
But yeah, to get back to the main thing, Summer Valkyries, very interesting. We'll talk more about their kit later, because there's been some notes on them, though your permanents are not locked in. But we do have, technically, 4 banners. So Nasu was not lying to us. We have a lot of stuff going on. So the male banner was already announced at the staff panel for Anniversary. It is straight up just a raid up on Doman, Young King, and Asclepius. Hey, Asclepius is story locked, so if you don't got your NP5 yet through GSSRs or whatever, or White Day or whatever nonsense, you can consider that one. We here at Studio Omega do not publicly advocate rolling for Doman, but, whatever floats your boat.
You do you, as long as you're not shit-talking anybody.
So, Banner 1, which has fired, is Lady Avalon and Summer Gareth. It started on the 10th and it goes until the 31st, much like this event. Banner 2 is confirmed already, as is Banner 3. They announced all the servants and, in fact, have shown when and where the banners are starting. So Banner 2 will be SSR Summer Ibuki Berserker and Summer Erisei Avenger. That starts the 14th. Banner 3 will be the SSR will be Summer Scotty Ruler and Summer Wu Caster. Starts 8/17. Yes, this is now Big Wu. It's no longer Little Wu. It's Big Wu. It's Big very funny.
Good. It's great. That's what it is.
Yeah. No, it is great. I know a lot of people are like, I don't necessarily enjoy this artist's art style on this character. What if we drew them again? And then the artist was like, okay, fine. Fuck you. I already posted the meme about, you know what? Fuck you. Ages up your lolly. Did I post that to Twitter? I should post that to Twitter. But yes, so this is interesting. We've got, we still have, technically 7 new servants, but 6 new servants, 3 SSRs, only 3 SRs, but we're evenly divided into separate raid-ups now.
Honestly, if you're trying to go for something specific, this probably works out in your favor. Like, instead of having to maybe contend with, the other rate up 4-star, now you can definitely what's the word I want to use? Pick and choose a lot easier.
Yes. And it also does help with pity, because if you get the pity rate, you get only the SSR who's on rate up.
Yep.
So there's only one. But yes, as a person who usually strongly struggles with getting the second Summer SR every year, once again, we'd like to remind you, did not roll any copies of Summer Tomoe at all. And I rolled like 3 or 4 Osakabe Himes and I had to wait until I got my 30-day courts and a separate solo raid up for Carmilla. It took me basically the whole like half of the month to get around to that one. This is a lot better. Like, you get more big tentpole servants, you get more access to stuff, and you get, better banners you can work on. So that's nice. I think the other thing I talked about this, I think it was off mic. I'm pretty sure. Listen, we yelled about quite a few things in the before mic. But the only thing that feels a little sad is Banner 3, for instance, doesn't start until the 17th. It's a full week later. It still ends the 31st. Now, that's still plenty of time, but it's definitely like that. The Lady Avalon Summer Gareth banner, if you are into that banner, you will have a long-ass time to roll on that one. Like, you'll have an opportunity for maybe an extra paycheck or two there, whereas you have a slightly smaller slice for Summer Scotty and Summer Woo. It's again, an interesting strategy. We're doing different things. Some of it is good, some of it is, I think, just different. The main other thing to talk about, we'll be talking about, the actual servants we know of so far, because, like I said, the band, they've announced them fully. That's another new thing. Sorry, got my mouse pad. We've basically completely shown the banner graphics ahead of time. You know exactly who is on what banner when they are starting. As opposed to, like, usually for summer, even with our clairvoyance, we fucking know who the next banner is, right? They don't announce that banner until, like, 8 hours before it goes live,
Yeah.
So this is, again, a lot of, it's not quite what you were talking about with, like, the roadmap stuff, but it's definitely, like, there's a lot more pre-planning going on here.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely lets you think about what you want to do.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for me, there's someone I want on every single fucking banner, so I'm like, well, fuck me.
Yeah, it's a little rough. Like I said, I think I will, as funny as Big Woo is, I think I will probably be aiming to skip Banner 3, but I'm a little fuckled still. Well, people can usually crime solve the summers from CM anyway, but yeah, it's better.
Well, usually, sometimes they were, like, I remember for Summer 3, people were like, is that MHXX? Is that BB?
Yeah, sometimes, because the CMs are short, there's enough ambiguity.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I want a hardcore roll for Summer Gareth, but also Summer Ibuki is great.
Just great.
Well, I'm planning on literally not rolling on that banner if I don't have to. We'll see what I've got left after the other two. If I'm flush with cash, we can do a funny for Woo, but otherwise, it's Dragon Ball Cap and Ghouls and Gareth. As this does appear to be the joke, by the way. Because Gareth's original ascension looks very ghouls and goblins, so in her summer form, her actual factual swimsuit is strawberry print. It is meant to be a little funny.
I mean, I've seen the comic.
Yeah. And the other interesting thing about this is to bring this back up from last time. So yeah, the leaks were basically all correct. Somebody a couple of months ago somewhere completely listed all of these servants. All of them were in their proper classes, except for on the anniversary, they had Jufu pegged as a caster. I do believe in her summon lines, she even says she is normally a caster, but now she's an alter ego. So I don't know what kind of like test bed or data mining this person had access to. I have heard some people in our community conspiracy theory that Delightworks or Losingle and now leaked it themselves. That's just silly. Why would you do that? That doesn't make any sense. Why are you leaking this to remote discords in English? That's goofy. Don't think that.
No, they don't gain anything from leaking it early.
No,
leaking it early only breeds decisiveness among the community.
Yes. This is definitely like either somebody got access to like beta or testing builds. Like they are part of the playtesting staff or something to see these servants, or are able to access like other deep dark data mines. I don't know if like we're into like actually like hacker voice. I'm in Lasengle's servers for the voice data or whatever, but yeah, it was still a little sketch. Like I said, I don't know why, if they were right about literally everything else, they were wrong about Jufu. It's weird. I don't even know though that the greater community even knows who that person was, so still don't necessarily trust leaks. But yes, there was actually a fairly accurate leak of the summer list, right down to, Lady Avalon is indeed a pretender. She's kind of pointless. It makes sense. Yeah, she explains it, I think, in some of her dialogue. I haven't read that up yet. For gameplay purposes, it's kind of pointless because guess what? She's a support build. But we'll get into that one later, guys. Like, y'all thought, oh my god, Archetype Earth is the best farmer ever. You thought that was it for the meta. No.
Honestly, can we talk? Can we just talk about how fucking Lady Avalon is just another anniversary servant? Can't we?
Oh yeah, sure. Like that's just like art assets and build and stuff. It's like you look at her. Literally, her first ascension is just her ascension from arcade, right?
A little prettier.
Yeah, I think they redrew the art slightly.
Mm-hmm.
We were able to do fine digital art. It doesn't have to be printed externally on a card. But yeah, no. That happened. It's the one you saw in the previews was her second ascension. Yes, that is summary, but she's indeedly Lady Avalon, and it's just this is just basically an extra anniversary / collab character.
Like, her final ascension isn't summary. Her skills aren't summary at all. Like, no, it's just like, I feel like they went on anniversary and they said, if we did 3 servants, that's too many. Just put another one in summer.
Yeah, if we did 2 SSRs for anniversary, that'll make the people have the agita. What if we just do 3 summers, and we'll have Proto Merlin's artists do a different.
Honestly, if you had Proto Merlin and Archetype Earth at the same time, that's probably it.
What's up?
They probably wanted to preserve their sales. That's what it is. They needed a gap between between Archetype Earth and the summer. That's probably why actually their banners are so spaced out, because they're expecting a lot of people to maybe get some spending in here.
Yeah. I mean, for Archetype Earth, they did give you a fuck ton of free quartz, potentially. And the bigger whale you are, the more quartz you got. But still, yeah. Technically, it was like Archetype Earth dropped like the evening of the last of July, and all the summer stuff is very clearly in August. So it's different pay cycles, different monthly cycles for funding. It probably was like, if they give you a shitload of free Saint Quartz and they drop 2 brand new meta servants, some people are going to get lucky, or some people are going to skip one or whatever. But if you dole them out, you get people invested in the archetype, obviously, and we'll continue to see. Though it won't be quite the same in JP, because remember, for us, these are legitimately going to be like a month apart.
Yeah,
like Archetype Earth will come out in like very early July, and this summer will probably be very late July or early August still, depending on how things shake out. So yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see. And like I said, we will talk about this kit later, and we will talk. It's very interesting. I have a joke in there that I will bring back to you later. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, this is a very interesting way we're doing the summers and stuff. Yeah, that 3rd ascension and final ascension are not summary at all. It's like the literal joke is that she's just fucking around for summer vacation.
I mean, I think it works.
Yeah. And like I said, because those banners haven't actually dropped yet, we only have access to 1 ascension each for Ibuki, Erisei, Scotty, and Wu.
I do know they showed off Ibuki's MP, and I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I don't think the video is fully posted in the usual places. Like, they think they showed it on stream or something. I think it's been revealed that at least one of Erisei's costumes. Okay, yeah, we've data mined at least a couple of Ibuki ascensions. One of them is a cheerleader.
Yes,
because I'm fairly certain the art team just tells Raida to do whatever the fuck he wants, as seen with Summer Murasaki. But yes, there's at least one Erisei ascension where she's in an actual literal little sailor outfit, including a little hat. I assume this is why she is an Avenger. The hat must be deeply aggravating to her. It definitely feels like style-wise, obviously some people will make their own comments. Please don't at us about Raita's work.
I will just ban anyone who adds me about Raita's work. I swear to God. I swear to Tiamat.
But there's definitely a lot of funny things about how unsummery a lot of our summers are. Gareth has literally, much like Lady Avalon, Gareth literally has one swimsuit, and then she's obviously, her first one is summer dress lifeguard type shit, right? And then her third is just she busts out a fancy dress. She also has a dog. I assume it is a Cavill adjacent dog, but I don't think her profile has been translated yet.
I believe the dog's name is Arnett. I believe I saw that somewhere.
But yeah. Also, yes, Ibuki does a meme pose in her NP video.
I don't think it's a meme pose. I think it's just the feline pose. I have seen images like that. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's the Jacko pose." I'm like,
I mean, it's
guys,
not quite the pose because it's front facing, so it's hard to tell. But there's quite a few like anime ass poses that are like this.
No, it's the tiger's pounce, the feline scratch. The woman on all fours is gonna get you.
Yeah, but yeah, so there's a lot of flexibility though in these designs. Like we just said earlier, the Valkyries are not really summer-y per se, but we are in an ice theme park, so maybe they don't have to be. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. I'm sure based on the CM that like Ibuki, Summer Scotty will be very much in the horny zone, but we'll see what's up.
I'm excited though. Actually, that was one of the examples I was thinking of. Shame we didn't get to see more of that, by the way.
Well, welcome to the last arc in Bleach. Maybe we will get to see more of it.
Well, at least we get to see some of it animated, thankfully.
Yeah, where the pacing is fucked and the fights don't matter.
No, this is where Kubo's like, I have a bunch of fights and power-ups I want to do, but I don't have the time to do them all.
That was always TJ Kubo's point. Like his power set was just, I'm just gonna design 24 unique characters with unique attacks. And I'm gonna do it again. And I'll do it again. And the editors are like, Kubo, stop. And he's like, you can't stop me. And then it turned out they could in fact stop him. Kubo, if you don't stop making new characters and new fights, we're gonna cancel the manga. Fine, fuck it. I'll draw fashion. I don't care. Joke's on you. I already have Disney Plus. But yes, I mean, I'm kind of hoping that Summer Scotty has like at least one crazy ascension, but we'll see.
They said I just said before, they usually get a little crazy on their summers.
They let the artists flex a little. Like I said, I just want Ibuki for like her little summer cap that says dragon. That's great.
I mean, I want her because she has thighs bigger than my shoulders. Okay,
it's true. Raita has drawn the size comparison art. If you were curious,
Raita is releasing their latest art book. If you go on their Twitter right now, you can see a lot of previews. The sketch in question, I think you have to go all the way back to last year, November, I believe. But if you're a patron, Lucky did post it earlier, along with
to Let's Talk, and also I retweeted it as well.
Also with very girly Fuma. It's very powerful.
Listen, Raita's art books are good.
They are. I really need to get them. Look, listen, I got the Takuchi book, I got the Water Arco book, now I got to get the Raita book.
And if you disagree, continue to what do the kids these days say? Mauled, seethe, cope.
That was cope, mauled, seethe.
I don't actually know if the order matters.
Oh, it's the internet. The order always matters.
How does my actually hold on? Can I pull it up? Loth loves this GIF. There's a particular Russian badger GIF. No, I'm scrolling through and I do not see it. Damn. Let's see.
People say it's cope, seethe, and mauled.
I think that is the order in the GIF that I cannot find. It's don't care, didn't ask, cope, seethe, mauled, L, plus ratio, etc. Anyway, I think that's all of our summer stuff for now. 30 minutes into the show. We'll be back, because we got to talk about the kits that we know. This will probably be keeping us in news for a while. Yeah, we'll have both banners out by next week, so you'll have another 4 new servants to talk about next time as well. But let's roll down the list, because we do have NA news. North America's still doing things. First of all, 200k Twitter followers get 10 Saint Courts. It's always appreciated. There you go, Carlos found it. Don't care, didn't ask, cry about it, stay mad, get real. And then, hold on. Okay, so that does L Mauled Seethe Cope. Yeah, I'm going to make sure I favorite that one for later. Verily. Anyway, and then the big one, in addition to OQ Rerun, we're also getting 18 million downloads campaign. It finally happened. Started the 9th, will go until the 16th. So you got a few days left. First of all, log in for 10 of things, and also some cumulative logins. Tickets, mana prisms, whatevers. There are bonus master missions. Now, these aren't the huge list that JP just got. This is separate. This is, some people were like, oh, we got them early. No. This was the normal thing that happened at this million downloads.
Yes.
But still, basically you get bonus master missions for max ascension. It caps at 5 for each class, with extras all counting as 1. So if you have 5 of each class leveled to max ascension, you will get 72 Saint Courts, and then it goes down from there in 1, 3, and 5 divisions. So, very healthy quartz bump. I appreciate it. We're starting to recover. There's also some limited time master missions for some stuff, some mana prisms, some statues, a ticket, etc., etc. During this time period, we have double suck. We also have half AP dailies and half AP rank ups, and also half AP on Olympus. If you're still not caught up with story, keep working at it. Remember, Heian Kyo in November. Also, the present box got expanded to 400 slots just before Lotto. I'm sure some people will appreciate that. We've got some new Mana Prism, Rare Prism shop inventory. Personal training? Yeah, it's whatever the Sion one was. That's in the Rare Prism shop now. And also there's a couple of command codes in the two. So it's great. We also got some new rank ups, as befitting these Spanish and stuff. Lancer Lee's 3rd skill now gives him 5 to 15 crit stars. And Wu Zetian got a big buff to her torture technique. It is now increased to 20 to 30% defense down. It inflicts that enemy with a 1-time 3 turns buff block and 500 to 1000 burn for 3 turns. So that's actually a quite diverse skill that will go in team comps. Right, banner. There's a banner. You're looking at a Mothman raid up, Shin Shi Huang, along with Jinkei and Lubu up at all times, and a rotation between Lancer Lee, Wu, and Paisen. Lee and Paisen, I believe, are both story locked. So again, if you don't have these units, this is a decent opportunity to get them. So go ahead and check them all out. All in all, solid little Aventus. Yes, I believe Septim is good for King. In terms of guiding you through your master missions, the event is actually not super good. You're probably going to want to catch some low-level EXPs or your old Fuyuki, and maybe hit up Orleans as well. You can get some of your bonus master missions, like the Automaton one and stuff, done in OQ Rerun if you're still working on that, like me. But there's a few other things you can do. Now, Hansabi's just going to dump the guide. Let's see. This is another Zentori guide. I will read it really quick. Remember, this is user Zentori on Reddit. I did not say this. For a mere 111 AP, do Orleans Paris 3 times, do Septim Appia Road 3 times. No, 2 times, sorry. Do Septim Massalia 1 time, do London Old Street 2 times, do Whitechapel in London 1 time, and don't forget to bring a servant from China with you in your back row. That is a master mission as well. Everybody got that.
Do ya?
I won't say it again. You'll have to go on the internet and find it out. But, okie day, Kalu Kale. That is all of the news for now.
So with that, it is time for this week's Let's Talk FGL Magbag, the segment where we read what you have to say and comment accordingly. This week we have 13 submissions, a nice number. And let us not put it off any further. So, starting off first, we have a master wading through the OQ, determined to spank every single comma for making me endure this endless maze for a second time. Joke's on you. You don't have to do shit. You already did it once. You don't have to do it twice.
True, actually. If you already did it once, you don't have to do it again. But then you don't get free bones in St. Courts.
True. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie. You just want to spank comma. I know how you are. But they say, hey, lucky mega words. Hope you guys are doing alright with all the hype surrounding Summer 7. Our future looks bright while our wallets tremble in fear. My question this week is, what details do we know about the Fuyuki Holy Grail War, if any at all? Do we know if it's set during the time frame of Fate Zero or the Fate Stay Night Grail War? I'd be really curious to know who participated besides Marsbury and Solomon. Sending you the good vibes and may your future roles be blessed. And unfortunately, we know nothing about it.
Yes, I think we've actually talked about this. We'd love a prequel. Because it would be very interesting to see him win with Solomon.
The only things we know is that Marsbury and Solomon won it, and that the Grail was not corrupted.
Yes.
This is actually a point
I believe we do also know the date. I think it would have been I don't remember the exact year. It was like 04, 05. I think it was 05. That would be the Fate Stay Night Holy Grail War equivalent. So, I believe, if I remember rightly, a comment about Rasputin Kyrie. There was a comment at the start of part 2 that he matched a dead body found around that time. So, Kyrie may have participated and been exploded, but we don't know for sure.
And again, the fact that the Grail is apparently not corrupted is a thing, because actually this was a note that they added it to case files in the anime when they did the adaptation of adding Marsbury to it, but basically said that Marsbury was originally slated to participate in the Fuyuki Holy Grail War, but declined it because he looked at that shit and was like, no, not for me, fuck that.
Yeah, basically, Case Files established it. Well, Case Files is in the main FSN timeline, but they established themselves as such, and like what Marsbury is doing there by basically he was gonna join and then was like, oh no, that won't work for my plan. I'm gonna go do something else. Bye.
So whatever happened in the FGO timeline, I don't know if like the Fuyuki Holy Grail War is the first Grail War, if the Three Great Families did something fucking different, maybe someone didn't actually fucking cheat. We don't know. We honestly don't know.
We don't know a lot about the history of the Grail Wars in FGO, and we might never. We do know that obviously Marsbury studied it to build the Fate heroic summoning system, though he did his own edits to it. But like it's based off the system, and he used the Grail after winning with Solomon to get their wishes and stuff. No fucking around.
Money.
I do believe some flashbacks in the Babylonia anime did involve some parts of Fuyuki on fire, but not all of them, like the Singularity. We may have blown up a few things, but mostly we just chilled and looked at bridges that were unsnapped.
But
yeah, we don't
know. They finished with sending you the good vibes. Wah 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 wah. And may your future roles be blessed. We will see. In a couple of hours, I will try again. This next one comes from Hero Save Okyu, so now he's back to farming those EXPs to bring his Summer Musashi to 120. That is the grind, my dude. Good luck with that.
Hey,
but they say,
AP. Go for it.
Go for it. Hi, Lucky Omega. With Okyu run pretty much finished, which of the remaining events/sermons are you most excited about until the end of the year? For me, it's good with Himiko and Vitra during Christmas, with Vitra being a Grail and Golden foe target, because how could I resist Indian Dragon Waifu? Wishing you both the best of health and in rolls, and stay safe out there. For me, the only one I'm probably going to be rolling for, unless I have a complete absence of my mental faculties, is Ibuki Doji. And maybe Kentoki if I can squeeze some in there. Kentoki has a rate up then, right? He better have a rate up.
Yeah, I think he's a rate up. Either in the pre-release or is there a third banner? Yeah, he's got a rate up. Pre-campaign, yeah.
Yeah, no, I will definitely put some down for my golden boy, because I have still not got him.
And you got a costume.
Yeah. Listen, I need him.
He's pretty golden.
Yes. Well, like I said...
I feel like even with this event, I feel like Lucky and I can both be pretty confident. There will not be any desire to roll on that Dobin banner. And Watanabe no Suna is permanent, I believe, so... Yeah, I mean, I'm interested in Himiko, but I'm gonna have to see how my quartz is whenever that event actually drops. Because my big one is going to be Ibuki, and then obviously at New Year's Muramasa.
I don't know why you're apologizing. You can find Doman cool if you want.
Yeah, it's okay. Like, you can get excited about Doman's Death Ball. I will cause Axe emotional damage with that one. But, like I said, I don't give a shit. And it's just, he's a weird quick boy alter ego. I don't need those. I have Melt. I still don't use Melt enough. I probably should use it more. But I also have single target assassins. It's AoEs I really need. And some people will be like, oh, but Doman's an AoE. I'm like, nah, I'm fine. I have an NP2 Summer Musashi and I have a Castoria. Who needs class advantage, y'all?
That's so true.
Black Grail go burr. I fucking gave Musashi her full level 10 Appen skill for the 20% starting for the mana loading. Like, no, I know. Listen, my cheese strat is locked in. When I got Merlin, my other cheese strat was locked in. Jolter double Merlin. Kills bosses good. Now I can run, if I need to do long grindy content, I can do Castoria Tamamo. It's crazy. Crazy talk.
That's actually terrifying to think about, Castoria Tamamo.
Yeah, no. It's pretty strong. It gets better because guess what? Spoilers for future. We added another arts unit who does different things. Still. I don't think we can get any more art support units because I think we have ones that do all the things. Muramasa is also art, so that's another key grab for me. But again, yes, like I said, interested in Himiko, but we have to see how the quartz is because I have gone to the limit of the tap out on a couple of servants already this year. Like I have thrown down cash for Odysseus, didn't get him, got a shitload of Kirkis, and also, I went to the 9s for Canis, though I was able to turn that around into a Dioscurian Romulus. I didn't actually spend any money on Summer because it was just Tomoe I whiffed, and I knew I had other stuff to purchase, perchance. So we'll wait for that one on the rerun block. But yeah, it's It's an intense year already, and it only gets more intense in further years. Hold on, that's a very funny tweet I have to retweet. But yes, I believe that answers that question.
Yes. So, we shall move it on it. Alrighty. So, this next one comes from... Let me make sure I'm on the right one. Yes. Bunny Girl versus the Tombstone Grind. I now know what it feels like to be Arash. Also, shout out to ya boy Raita. He did some sick Arash artwork in his new book. It's very sick. I love it. But they say, good day. I just have one question this week. As we all know, Lysenko's been killing off the memes from adding Arquid, aka Archetype Earth, to Proto-Merlin as a swimsuit servant. My question is, which meme will be on the cutting block next? I hope your rolls are good and made a new swim sorts in 14 treat you well and bless your rolls. That is right, the Moonlight Fair is on, and they do look like they have some lovely swimsuits. I do need to do that this weekend. But speaking of things that memes that people are waiting for, people are still worrying. I don't know which one is necessarily next, but there's I still have my list. I guess people will be asked like what servant everyone like. I don't know if it's necessarily memes, but rather servants that people are just waiting to finally get their debut.
Yeah, I mean we scratched off a few. Charlemagne was also this year, which is amazing.
We got Charlemagne. We got
that leaves our big one is like. Proto Gil, I know, is still like people are like, "Yo, what the fuck? Where?"
Mm-hmm. Oh, actually, yeah, and Roland, the Roland
got de-memed as well.
Yeah,
Permanent 2, isn't he?
I believe so.
Yeah. So
let's see here.
Things.
Forgive my bias, but the ones I always think about is Khazra Drop and Violet.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, and then
we got a little bojangled by Khazra Drop because of a certain character NPC design in Camelot.
Yeah, they actually put the reverse card on you, honestly.
Yeah.
But,
we got Uno'd hard.
It really was. We, Tiamat and, Drake Nero. I don't think Drake Nero is necessarily as high on people's wish list as it is on mine. But a lot of people are doing the, arcade win kind of things a lot.
Yeah, I think everybody who's exclusive to arcade now, especially since they did do Lady Avalon, we're in like, okay, when's the crossover, right? Like,
yeah,
all of those still fall into a general category of the quote unquote arcade exclusive memes, right?
Right. Like I know people like endlessly vibrate about Santa Suzuka. I know I do, and honestly, Santa Helena and Satana. Like I said, those aren't quite as high on my vibration check as, Nero and Tiamat, but they're still up there.
What'll happen first? Will we get the Santa Suzuka, or will they give us a Summer Suzuka?
Oh, that's a good question.
In before they give us Summer Suzuka, but one of them is just in a skimpy Santa outfit, just to fuck with us.
They might.
I'll take it.
If that gets us tan Suzuka, maybe with tan lines, I'd be like, yes.
That's what I'm after. Mm-hmm. I know what I like. Don't looking at me.
I'm trying to think of any other particular memes.
I mean, this is a personal meme, but Summer Medusa is definitely like reaching the meme zone. My guys, my dudes, what we're waiting on is Takeuchi not to have to draw like 90 servants every year. Please stop. Because that is the thing. Obviously, like I know some people complained about no Summer Medusa this year, but again, he drew all the Valkyries, which also have costumes, so that's like. Six different sets. Yes, they're all the same pose, but they do have different hairstyles and stuff. And I think they do have some slightly different like direction to their features. It's still like, and if you want to be like herder tracing, I mean, he still has to redraw the lines, y'all. Also, if you're gonna herder tracing Takeuchi, that means that Summer Medusa will always also be herder traced. So, what did you owned yourself? I guess. I was personally holding out hope that the leaks are incorrect, and because Asclepius is here, we would get Summer Gorgon.
Mm-hmm.
Alas, alack. I mean, I guess the rest of them are like animation updates and rank ups. That's not quite new servant memes, but we'll have to keep seeing. I don't think Kyrie counts as a meme because we're like Rasputin is coming. Like, don't you lie to me? I played the first part of FGO. I understand how this works. I think Summer Arash might also be kind of memey, especially since Redrop did that one art. Maybe a little memey. We'll see. Like, and it's not like Lysenko is exclusively killing these. Like I said. At the end of this year, we will defeat Muramasa Win.
Mm-hmm.
So, stuff keeps happening.
So, let us move further on. This next one comes from a masked man getting wasted in the OQ, who says, "Dear Lucky Omega, hope you both are enjoying these last few weeks of summer. I, for one, cannot wait till the weather cools down." I think my AC is probably going to be on until maybe like mid-November. Just how I am. As for my question this week, I've been going through upgrading skills lately and was thinking about how so many effects are counters to something else, i.e. sure hit, person, brawl, and ignore defense versus hard defense, buff removal versus buff removal, resistance, etc. And was wondering about something that's been uncontested since the early days. Do you ever think that we'll see ignore... Bleh. Do you think we'll ever see ignore debuff immune implemented into the game, or do you think such a ability will be too game-breaking for how it counters certain boss/CQs that have immunity passives as part of their difficulties? Anyway, wishing you two the best on your future roles and sending you the good vibes. I want to say, yeah, it's too game-breaking. Like, if they want a character to be immune to debuffs, they're gonna make him immune to debuffs. It's that simple. Like,
yeah, there's so many enemies that are just straight up, you cannot debuff me.
Yeah. Unga Bunga, go.
Yeah.
Or Straw, go. It's like, that is, like, I want to say an integral part of, making a challenge. You have to make something a challenge, you either have to do one of two things. Either they have to make the boss really, really strong, or make you really, really weak. Other than that, it's a fucking numbers game. It really is. Like, if they have a servant in which can just ignore the, immune to debuffs, people are just going to grab that one. They'll just lever whatever skill it is to 10, ignore everything else about it, pop that one skill, throw that servant, in the back row, bring in their main hitters, and just smack the shit out of the boss. That's like, it completely removes a challenge. And then once that happens, guess what? They're going to have to go back to making bigger numbers and make, that ceiling of casual players even fucking higher.
Yeah, it's too complex for them to, like... It's like, I don't think there will ever be a thing that ignores enforcement defense. Like, what they'll do to get around that is they'll just do a pre-hit defensive buff strip, right? Because that still works. So... It's very similar with, like, a hypothetical ignore debuff immunity, and then can you counter that passive? Because, like, somebody brought this up in chat. I'm reasonably certain Surtur was charm immune, like mental debuff immune, just so you couldn't Urala cheese strat him. Because a lot of people, especially in NA, Urala cheese stratted Gawain, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Kama can loop her NP because she's quick, so she can charm lock enemies, so there's a lot of mental debuff immunities, stuff like that. And to be fair, you do get this on some of your servant side. Obviously, debuff immune is an effect you can apply through certain skills and other stuff. But also, there are quite a few characters who are just immune to certain status effects. Charm is very popular for servants, though Benny Enma is immune to skill seal. She can't be silenced, kind of a thing. Summer BB is immune to burn, that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of interesting things they can do that, they can work around these kinds of things. I don't think straight up, like, Pierce debuff invul will work. What they'll do is if they don't want the boss to be, I'm trying to think of the right way to say this grammatically. If they don't want you to remove the boss's debuff immunity, they will just make it unremovable, because there are buffs that are unremovable. It's like the, indefinite invul and then the special damage resistance, which they do the special damage resistance also, so you can't, like, fuck all the damage resistance, right? I don't think we'll ever see enemies who use enforcement defense unless there's, like, some Castoria challenge quests or something, right? What they'll probably do instead, like I said, is just give enemies special damage resistance so they can ignore whatever they want to, and then you gotta wait it out. If they want you to actually, like, interact with an enemy in a debuffs, they will simply just not make that enemy immune to debuffs. They won't give him an unremovable debuff immune, and then you can try and use buff block or buff removal, which is actually a thing, by the way. I think because a lot of bosses just have, like, debuff or stun immunities or whatever baked in. Which, by the way, that was the thing. Before it was just debuff immunity, bosses used to be specifically immune to stuns because of Gondar. In case you guys forgot from some of our old days. But instead of making them, or rather, because they already programmed them being unremovable, you notice a lot of bosses don't use buff removal resist, right? Like, it's not very common. And I don't think it starts happening a lot in JP and future stuff. Just, if they want bosses to be immune to certain debuffs, they will make them immune, and that is part of the strategy, right? Like he was saying earlier about what constitutes a challenge. They have to either take something away from you or... I mean, actually, fundamentally, I guess challenging does just mean we have to nullify either your advantages or give you disadvantages, which you could argue is like taking away something away. Yeah. So it can be counted as one thing.
Well, it's in that same line of thought, and how technically there's only two stats. There's only like two stats in the game, really, and that's attack and, well, not two stats, but when you're doing things like attack up, defense up, defense down, or defense up, you're not actually affecting
attack up and
stat.
Defense down are not separately tracked numbers. They are additive because they are basically the same thing. Defense down is just like attack up in reverse. Yeah. So, and that's not to say that they don't come out with new and interesting debuffs. Again, we're going to talk about Lady Avalon. She does a new thing. I'm not quite sure why she does a new thing, but she does.
He's got to do new things.
They had to make up a new icon for it and everything. I don't know. Maybe the icon artists just need work. But yeah, no. The way they do CQs and stuff, they will just selectively block things, which they have, again, literally always done. Ever since the plug suit came out, there have been bosses who have just been like, nah, you can't stun me, bro. Because I know you're going to gone there. They're going to be like, nah. So, yeah. It's an interesting question, but I do not think that they will ever outright counter debuff immunity. Because I like I said, I think the counter already exists if they want it to be removed. If they want that to be part of the strat, you can just strip buffs. There's quite a lot of servants who strip buffs. Actually, this is a good question. Chat, let me know. Does debuff immunity count as a defensive buff?
I believe it does, but I couldn't tell you for sure.
Yes, anti-caster AI exists. The game has its own, for the developers, they have their own meta that they chase, right? So there's plenty of opportunity for them to do new and interesting things without fucking some stuff over. But there are quite a lot of ways to buff strip, and if you can't strip the buff, that the buff is not meant to be stripped. That's the point. The point is that you have to deal with this buff. No, it does not? Okay. There's no way it's an offensive buff. That might be a new thing then. They might have to introduce a new category of remove utility buffs. Like if you can strip offensive and defensive buffs, I'm sure there are buffs that are not counted in either of those categories. That could be a new thing. And like I said, if they don't want it to be removed, they'll just make it unremovable.
And I don't think I have anything else to add on that. So we shall table that discussion. And move on.
That was kind of funny. You got into your deep dive while I was distracted by an email, and then I was just like, wait, hold on, I have thoughts.
Yeah, I know, and you got them out. Luckily, I got mine out early, so I have nothing to add. I was also distracted by things on Twitter, which I will not speak about for the unspeakable and unknowable. So, this next one... Wait, did I... I feel like I've missed something. Did I give good vibes at the end of this last one? I literally don't remember.
Yes, no.
Oh, I did? Okay. Okay.
So special damage resistance does count as a defensive buff. Good thing they never let you remove those.
Mm-hmm. So...
Yes, we're moving on to the next one.
Yes. And the next one is a master whose wallet has just been given 2 years to live. Many people feel like this, yes. This anniversary summer combo has been back-to-back gut punches. But they say, dear Lucky and Omega, no question this week, just wishing you well and sending you the good vibes. Wah, 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 wah. And thank you very much. I hope everything is going well with you. And we shall move on. This next one comes from the Tyrant King, now with his sussy emote to Lady Avalon in the Bright Appreciating Waiting Room. That's a good room to be in. Oh yeah, that's right. Lady Avalon does says like a younger sister type something. I don't remember exactly what they're writing, but I do know that the word younger sister is in there somewhere.
It's a con.
Hey guys, we're Proto Merlin now in FGO and calling us a Nichan on Nichan. What are your favorite nicknames / different names that servants give you? For me, that's it for me this week. Sending you good vibes your way. Wah 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 wah. As I patiently wait for Ibuki banner tomorrow night. Let's see here. Honestly, I like all the quirky ones, like fucking Chanmas from Seishonagun, Machan from Osakabe Hime. Those two really stick out.
Yeah, those are pretty distinct. Obviously, like I think most of the, or at least a fair number of the extra crew has different ways. You know, Nero calls you Shosha, translated as Praetor usually. there's quite a lot of, my husband, or as Morgan would say, my wife. I mean, you've got a couple of senpais and one that calls you kohai. There's a decent amount of back and forth. Gramps calls you contractor.
Liz calls you puppy.
Actually, she calls you a couple different things. It's much like in Extra. I think it's different if you're male or female as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't remember what is the thing for female master though, off the top of my head. It's been a little bit since there's been some Liz dialogue, but I remember that from Extella. She has different lines depending. Is Dearlet the female? No matter what, she uses some kind of small animal analogy.
Does Kirky actually call you Piglet? I believe she calls you Piglet.
I think she might do that sometimes.
And of course, Hertz just calls you static noise. Let me see here. I'm trying to think of any particular ones. Sadly, Tamamo doesn't give you a special title. She just usually refers to you as Master. But she says it in the English. I don't know how many times I can tell you guys how fucking weird Tamamo's language is, but I love it all the same. Ugh.
I mean, we all. Well, I would say we all. I don't actually know how many people have played Extella Link, but you should. But I think she does it in a couple of other places. But the iconic Tamamo Shock.
Mm-hmm.
What do they translate that as? Tama Mortified.
Yeah, Tama Mortified, which again is something that irks me slightly. It's like it says it right there. You don't have to fucking translate it, you animals.
Well, Tamamo Shock doesn't grammatically work in English, which is I think what they were going for. Because, it's still a weird wordplay thing, no matter what language you're in.
Yeah, I know. But I'm gonna double down on it, because Extella doesn't actually have an English voiceover, so it's just subtitled. That's something interesting I think I heard about Lost Judgment, which is I'm actually a little excited for, is that they actually have a dual subtitle track. They actually have a different subtitle tracks for both the English and the Japanese voiceover.
Ooh, okay. That requires some extra work, but that's always interesting to see.
I mean, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Listen,
I know. I'm saying I'm a little surprised that they went that extra effort.
Wait, is that Yagami doing fucking aerobics dancing? What? Sorry, I have Lost Judgment on my desk here, because I'm playing Judgment right now, because Lucky loves himself some Yakuza games, and I'm all like, okay, so I'm not gonna start, the Yakuza games are coming out on PlayStation Plus, but what about that Judgment, yo?
Yeah, you got them right now.
Yeah, I do got them right now. So, anyway, there's a lot of
fun ones. They're a great way to that characters add. I mean, well, let's end on this thought. In the materials profiles for every unit, there is always a bubble for thoughts on master and forms of address, right? So this is an integral part of the character. There's a lot of fun ones out there.
And just to be honest, I love them all. I love it when people give you personal little names. So let's move on. This next one comes from Moon is ruining her diet. Ate 3 large Swiss roll cakes and a dorayaki yesterday. Bought them from a nearby Japanese bakery and it was way too good. Whipped cream is my greatest weakness. Oh, I hear that. Every time I go to a Korean store, they have a little Asian bakery right there, so they can get your melon pan, you can get your fucking chocolate cornet rolls. I always buy 6 red bean buns. I'm all like, yes. I don't know if they actually have dorayaki. I haven't seen any there. I should check next time. Anyway, they say, question, hello there, Omega and Lucky. I hope you're having a great day today. What are your favorite desserts? Desserts, huh? Dessert, though. Man, I kind of have a little bit of a sweet tooth. I'm trying to think of something. I'm trying to narrow it down.
Yeah, it's sweets are sweets, so there's a broad strike zone. I mean, I've always personally been a big fan of the classic New York style cheesecake. But also there's a lot of pies I like. Pumpkin pie.
I don't think I can say there's a specific dessert, but there are specific flavors that I like.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
Because I like chocolate in its various forms. I like chocolate cake, chocolate cookies, Valentine's chocolate, peanut butter chocolate,
I once ate a Red Lobster chocolate lava cake so fast I did have to throw up.
Wow.
It was delicious. But also, it was a lot of fucking chocolate.
Yeah, no, lava cakes are no joke. I always get them from Domino's. I'm all like, this is going to be delicious. I'm like, this is delicious, but oh god, my stomach.
Holy shit, there's 4 kinds of chocolate in here. What the fuck did they make this out of?
Another big one for me is apple. I love apple flavored desserts, so a lot of apple pie.
I mean, hell,
strudel.
That's also just a regular ass apple. If you're getting the right kind, is usually sweet anyway. So just throw them in a pie with cinnamon.
Delish. Actually, I'm also pretty big on berries.
Yeah, the berry type toppings, especially strawberry or cherries for me. I'm kind of middling on blueberries.
I'm middling on cherries personally. Like cherry, peach, banana, not my go-to, but strawberry, blueberry, raspberry.
Banana's an interesting one. I'll eat a banana. I don't think I usually like eating banana flavored desserts.
No.
Let's see. I'm kind of middling on,
Like I say,
like
red bean
actual peaches because they're fuzzy. It's weird.
Red bean has been going up that list though. Like I said, I go to an Asian bakery. They usually have stuff. There's a dude in the market who makes hot and fresh taiyaki right there. So he pours the waffle, he puts in the red bean, he closes the thing. You come back like 5 minutes later, he gives you a little bit with some pastry fish on. I'm like, ooh, it's nice, it's hot, it's fresh, it's delish. Apparently, he also has some additional toppings. You can get like fucking like Bavarian cream in there. I'm all like, that sounds dangerous. Or mozzarella cheese. I'm all like, mozzarella cheese and pastry? Like,
I mean, before we invented Philadelphia cream cheese, the actual cheesecake was made with cheese, with like soft cheese, but still, it makes sense. Speaking of flavors, another thing, this is a personal thing for me. I am not opposed to, much like with sour candies, I am not opposed to tart desserts. I mentioned key lime pie earlier.
Oh yeah, key lime pie.
You're having a good key lime pie when it hurts your cheekbones. I'm also a big fan of lemon squares.
I haven't had lemon squares in forever. Like I like. Like lemon is really good because it has that sweet and that tart. When we went to Costco last week, my buddy picked up like a 6-pack of these lemon buttercream muffins. I ate like 3 of them within 3 days. I'm all like, what is happening to me?
Yeah. I mean, you just said the phrase lemon buttercream muffin. I'm just like, damn, that sounds good.
It is.
Those would disappear.
I'm just eating them like, why is this so good? No. When it comes to like things like milkshakes, and though I always default to an Oreo milkshake. I don't know why. That has always been my jam.
Yeah, I don't know what dark sorcery the Oreo it's what Nabisco Cookie Company.
Yeah,
that's the cookies and cream concept is like lockstep to Oreo type cookies, and it's really good. That's always been like another big one for me.
Well, like I've had other ones. Like I've had like Reese's. Like Reese's is a pretty good milkshake, and Butterfinger. But like at the end of the day, it always goes back to Oreo. I think it's just because it just crumbles up so nicely and everything.
Yeah, well, and they say that the Oreo cookie is designed for dipping. It is a cookie that is actually enhanced by becoming moist somehow. So putting it in a milkshake works.
It really does.
My father's preferred is the Heath toffee flavored like ice Dairy Queen Blizzard type stuff. I've tried that before. I do like toffee. It's not quite the same as like a McFlurry or Blizzard with the Oreo cookie, the real ass Oreos in there.
Oh yeah.
I think I've told this story before where during earlier points in my life, we don't really do this anymore. But though I do occasionally, if I want something sweet, I'll order a couple packs of Oreos from Walmart or whatever. But I would take the cookies and the vanilla ice cream, and I would smash them together in the bowl. And I'm sure that may have shaved a couple years off my lifespan, but it was delicious.
Actually, I can make a really nice Oreo crust, pie crust, just using fucking packs of Oreo and some butter. It actually works really well. I made like this really nice like chocolate fudge pie using it. It was so good.
My mother has done that before for cheesecakes. Make the crust out of the Oreos. It's a solid choice.
It is a solid choice.
I'll say for ice cream flavor, other than like cookies and cream, the other thing that slays me every time is, I don't know why, cookie dough? Chocolate chip cookie dough?
No, that's good. That's the good shit, yo.
You just put the cookie dough in the vanilla ice cream, and I'm like, why is this so good? It's just fucking raw cookies.
This is supposed to be a health hazard. No, so recently normally I'm a cookies and cream or a choco mint or a cookie dough kind of guy. But recently I discovered this new flavor. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's basically something like raspberry with chocolate chips in it. I'm all like, this is amazing.
Ooh,
how fucking dare. Yeah.
That sounds pretty good.
Actually, let me see. I'm pretty sure it's a Safeway. Let me see. Safeway ice cream.
It's astonishing that as an adult I can be bamboozled by new ice cream flavors, but it's true.
Here it is. Can I just copy this image? I just need the image.
Well, employ the old right clicker and tell.
Upload. There it is.
Black raspberry chip. Okay.
It's so good. But yeah, it's just basically black raspberry, which is this very mellow and tart flavor. Then you just add chocolate chip. It's like, ooh, yes. Amazing. I love it. But that has been like 5 minutes of us just talking about
God,
sweets.
sorry, hold on. Somebody just posted this. We have to acknowledge this. They call it bride's cake. It's just, ice cream cake? What if we did that in reverse? What if we just put the cake into ice cream? Put the ice cream into cake. That's dangerous. That sounds like a fucking pain in the ass. Can you imagine? I know machines do it, but still.
Thank TMN for technology. Ben & Jerry's is, I usually have a couple flavors that I can't remember what it's called, but it's like this chocolate brownie fudge. It's like triple chocolate, and I'm all like, yes, this is diabetes in a pint, but whatever.
You might just be called chocolate brownie fudge. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff.
They do got a lot of stuff. Anyway, I do want to move us on from the dessert talk because we just ate the last of the ice cream today, and I am woefully lacking in sweets, so I don't want to think about this too much further.
Aha, I'm full on sweets.
How dare. Anyway, moving on. This next one comes from Master Crossing Fingers to welcome Kama to Chaldea tonight. Same. Question. With seeing all the new summer servants in JP, did any surprise you at all? I personally did not expect the welfare or summer woo, and my wallet hurts so much that the whole stretch from Moriarty to that summer because there are a lot of nice PNGs that I want to acquire. Same. Very much same. I was, like, as been noted before, Lucky pays no attention to the leak, so I wasn't expecting any fucking thing. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but Lucky's been feeling under the weather for, like, the past, like, several days. And so I actually completely missed this stream and did not actually realize the new summers were, like, previewed until, like, half the day had gone by. And I just came in there and be all, like, it's just all, like, Lucky is all about that Ibuki and Summer Woo. That is all. Goodbye. And I went back to being sick.
Yep.
I don't think anyone really acknowledged it either. I was like, bleh.
Oh, I'm sure they did, but it was just kind of like, it was yet another Lucky drive-by. I'm sure we have the text meme saved somewhere of just you kicking down chats and yelling things and going home. But yeah, for me, yes, I did know the leak list, and because it did turn out to be accurate, I'm like, I acknowledged all of these. But there were still some decisions, like I said, like when they said Summer Woo on the list, I'm like, how the fuck is that gonna work? And well, here's how it's gonna work. And I'm like, okay, I wasn't expecting that angle. That's usually it, right? Is like, even if you know them ahead of time, you're like, okay, what's the play here? And it's like, yeah, no, we're doing interesting things.
Yeah, with Woo, I guess the only thing they could do is either age her up or give her more clothes.
Yeah, her third ascension is already like a piece of dental floss.
Mm-hmm. So, let us keep moving. Now, the second comes from one who summoned, hoping for Fujino, and got 2 Chirons. That's the wrong archer. But they say, question! What are your oldest craft essences? How many, if any, do you have grailed to level 100? If we're alive in 2 years, I hope that 5-star ticket will help me with a super black grail. That's a solid question. Actually, I do believe I do have FGO open at this moment. I can probably sort by acquired,
yes.
So let me see here.
Not by number, by encountered. I'm doing it right now. I mean, my oldest craft essences are all the ones from the freaking tutorial rules, I think. Yeah, filter settings, encountered.
I actually need to go through all my fucking CEs and actually put away the ones that I'm not going to be using again ever again.
That doesn't sort that way. So that's just a list. Is there I might have to just go to my freaking inventory, because Spirit Origin list doesn't work. It just lists them by number.
Let's see, let's go to formation. Not support setup. Bad, Lucky, bad. Craft essence, level, acquisition, invert. Wow, okay. I didn't realize this. I got my first K-scope day 1. 2017, 626.
I mean, that's pretty good. It's funny how I think I'm still like 1 or 2 K-scopes short. My first K-scope is 2017, 712. But let's see. I got my my first copy of Imaginary Elements and Projection like first day. My first 5-star CE was limited 0 over. But now, if you want me to like talk about level wise, those are not max level. My K-scope is not max level because it's not max limit broke yet because I don't got enough of them. I do not yet have a level 100, but my Prisma Cosmos is very close. That's level 92.
Limited 0 over was my second 5-star CE, and that one is level 100. Following up on that, though, is my first K-scope, which is at level 80. Then I have several max level bond CEs, and then I have Imaginary Round and Formal Craft at level 57 and 55 respectively. Those are my top 3, I'll say. So, with that, wrong tab. We shall move on to this on. The next one comes from Agent 418, who says, "Hello, Loki and Mega. What events have you found that the grind lowers your enjoyment of it? For me, it's OQ. You have to grind for all. You have all lot of grind to clear. Let me repeat that. For me, it's OQ. You have all lot of grind to clear. Oh, they're trying to say a lot of grind to clear. Okay.
Yes.
Then to be told to do it again, it's just very ignoring, even more than points, ladders, or time-gated events. P.S. Hope everyone has a good weekend. Honestly, all reruns are a fucking grind to me, no matter what, because I've already done this.
Yeah. There's just something about the psychological condition of, I'm doing this for the second time. Like I said, even if the stories are cool and whatever, or if you're skipping story to get the grind on, it's like, yeah, no, this is just still some shit I gotta do again, you know?
That's how it would be. But, let me see here.
I have a shitload of, like, gross redundant CEs I need to clean up from all my banner rolling on shit. I need to get better about compressing back down my CEs. I have too many free slots, I don't need to worry about my inventory.
With the new dailies for Mana Prisons, I'm very excited because with that influx, it'll be easier to buy the upgrade, the storage increase upgrade, so you can store even more stuff.
Yep.
But let us moveth oneth. This next one comes from Gahulian God, who says, "Is the antagonistic yet buddy-buddy relationship BB has with Robin Hood something they have in Fate Extra and CC, or is this an FGO original circumstance? I can't tell you for sure, but I'm pretty sure it is something that is referenced in Extra, because believe it or not, if you guys don't remember, Robin Hood was originally an extra character.
Yeah, he's one of the bosses, and he is in CCC as well. I agree or concur. I believe it is from the Extra universe, but it's hard to tell because, you know, CCC is the one that wasn't translated.
I mean, I own Extra, haven't played it yet, but CCC, not here yet. One day, maybe. One day.
No, we'll have to wait for CCC record. Fate Extra Record Cursed Edition. Whatever they call it. Everybody's waiting when they see an Extra Record, like, trailer for there to be, like, a BB channel cut in. I know it. You know it.
I know.
We're all terrified.
I'm scaroused.
Anyway, moving on.
Okay, here we go. This next one. I'm getting better about hitting the remort ahead of time, but it's still just one of those moments of, there are some line breaks here. It's not horrible, it's just like, This next one comes from Alias Zed, Just Zed, selling lemonade next to my succubus stalker. Comment, "Hey, Lucky Omega, it's been a bit since I sent something in the mailbag, Records from the Throne, and JP have an MP5 Lady Avalon. Her smile's protected because she is good, and I can tell she will be good, and this is a good thing for me. I say drinking my lemonade made from lemons life gave me."
Yeah.
I feel like this is some sort of humble brag / dig. I'm not entirely sure, though.
No, I don't think so. Read the next bit.
"Not all the world's evil, but dang close. My roll target for Summer 7 was Summer 7 banner 1 was Summer Gareth. I don't have any Summer Gareth. I shouldn't get... Excuse me! Sir! Hold the phone! I'm slapping the stop button. Are you telling me you literally got MP5 Lady Avalon before you got one Summer Gareth?
Yes, I believe that is what this person is saying to you. This is why lemonade. Boy, those are some lemons you got, huh? Sorry, I'm staring at chat. Lucky's bamboozled. I'm staring at chat, though. Actually, what the fuck is this analogy you've given? The squeeze limits?
Sorry, I had to get up and, like, take a step outside for a second there.
Lucky had to do a lap.
I can't. I fucking can't. I mean, I know it's good that, like, again, I understand this feeling of, like, you wanted one thing and you got the technically, mechanically better thing. How much, did you actually say how much you spent? How much did you spend for this? I need to know.
It was at the very least all of their anniversary quartz, reading ahead.
So they got it all in the anniversary. What the fuck? Okay, I gotta keep reading. I gotta keep reading here. "I shouldn't complain, but when you spend all of your anti-quartz to try and roll a 4-star on a banner, you expect at least one copy of the 4-star.
Something like that.
So, question. So, speaking of lemonade, what's your two's favorite type of lemonade? Mine is strawberry lemonade, but what about you two? Do you have a favorite lemonade name, or is lemonade not for you? Have a good day, and thank you for hearing my curse my own luck. I will send you my remaining good vibes. Wah, wah, wah." That was only 3 wahs.
I prefer lemonade classic.
I like berry mixed lemonades. Raspberry lemonade, strawberry lemonade. I don't think I've ever had a blueberry lemonade.
I mean,
but...
personally, like, I also I basically drink Kool-Aid. Like, Skittles does a very lovely pack of drink mixes, individual bottle style, and I have a reusable bottle. So, it comes in a grape, I think it's technically green apple, strawberry, and orange flavors. So that's normally what I jam.
Honestly, now that I think about it, I just like lemonade.
Yeah, it's good. Hell,
it's good.
I don't know if I've ever actually had actual factual cherry limeade, because I don't know how easy that is to make. But I've had things that are flavored cherry limeade. That's pretty good.
See, now that people have brought up the fucking lemonade at Costco, I want some. I try not to get it because it's high sugar and stuff, and I'm trying to, avoid that shit. Mm-hmm. But man, I really want some lemonade now. I think we got some drink mixes. I think when we're done here, I'm gonna go make me some.
Hey, go for it.
I will go. Then I'm just gonna put that bottle in my room. I'm just gonna drink it all night. Neat way.
2 more.
This next one comes from a man staring into the abyss of QP hell. Question, what's up, guys? Hope everything is well. Goofy question incoming. Oh, God, no. It's a Power Rangers crossover event. Okay, hang on. It's a Power Rangers, a.k.a. Super Sentai. I feel like for English communities, that should be reversed. Event with FGO. Who in Chaldea would you pick to be the 5 Rangers? You can throw in a 6th, too, if you want.
Go Orkney Rangers.
I was about to say, you just grab all the fucking knights. Actually, no, let me see, it's Mordred, Gareth, fucking...
Well, the Orkney siblings are Gawain, Agravain, Gareth, Harris, Mordred. So that's exactly 5, and they all have different colors. Though Summer Gareth is also red. It's weird. Maybe she can be pink.
That clearly means that Lancelot's the 6th one. Just comes out out of nowhere.
Well, he can put his hat on and go from silver to black. What was the line in Halloween? You suck. As he flies out the window. By the way, if we're talking about weird old costumes, it would be super cool to be able to put hats back on some of the Knights of the Round. Just saying. I know they have helmets. Anyway.
I'm trying to think if there's anything in particular. Unfortunately, there's not 5 Tamamos yet. We're at 4 and one alternative. Actually, I still don't know if we can actually consider Light and Darkness actually 2 separate beings. I'm not entirely sure on that front.
They're not really different colors, for sure, which hurts the Sentai lineup.
Yeah. So maybe we're only still at 3 Tamamos. Wild. 5 Sandgrass, 3 Tamamos. I mean, honestly, we're making Knights of the Drogue. I mean, Artoria should just be your fucking Sentai team. I mean, how could you not?
Artoria Rangers.
I'm surprised this hasn't become a plot point, actually, now that I think about it.
I do feel like in some of the, Guru Guru drama CEs, the different sabers was kind of a thing, because you've obviously got Saber Blue, Saber Red, Saber Sakura, which is Ogita, aka Saber Pink. We just need a gold saber, which you can make so many jokes for. And then, I don't know, just do Altar's black saber. Many jokes remain. Put Merlin in the tube, he can be Zordon.
Well, if you think about it, because we have Vanilla, even if we're not going over, specific, we have Vanilla Saber, Saber Alter, then we have Lancer, and then Lancer Alter, and then we have MXX, and then MHX Alter. That's 6 right there, if we're going on just strictly, character base.
Yeah. Though again, the color palettes are very similar.
I know.
So I'm just thinking of Merlin trapped in a tube, just being like, foe, get me 5 sabers with attitude. And foe is just like, fuck you.
You. I'm sorry, I mean, technically he's trapped in a tower of Avalon, so that's pretty fucking close already.
It is tube-like. Foe, Morgan has escaped. Get me 5 sabers with attitude. Foe just flips in the bird. There you go, Internet. I've given you your potential future meme edit for the week. I'm sure you guys can have fun with that one.
Alright, but let's move on to this Dave, what the fuck is this?
It's Klingon, bruh.
Is it?
Yes, I read ahead. I had to when I saw the first line of text with the notification. I was like, hold on, what the fuck? Is somebody trying to curse me?
Hang on. Hang the fuck on. Okay, never mind. I'm pretty sure this one's saying Dave, Lord and Savior, but in Klingon.
That's as good as you're gonna get out of me.
Hope you guys are doing well. Also, did you know that there's a Klingon translator?
Of course yes, there fucking is.
Yes, but no. It's one of those things that, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's one out there, but I didn't think it was relevant until right fucking now.
I mean, there's an entire... Klingon is a fairly diverse conlang. It's not as good as the Tolkien conlangs, but that's because J.R. Tolkien was a Oxford professor of languages and was an absolute lunatic. But it's better than say, the Game of Thrones languages, which a shitload of extra words and grammar was done for the TV show. Mm-hmm. Like there's a fairly diverse vocabulary of Dothraki. Also, another absolute lunatic, James Cameron. He had all kinds of anthropologists do a lot of extra shit on like Avatar, like their language and their fucking like aesthetics and their music and whatever. And he only used like half of it because it didn't work for movie audiences. Listen, if you're gonna world build loudly, you have to commit to the world build.
Also, they say the username came out as word here, unless I typed it up. Unless I typed it on word at a time. Well, congratulations on the extra effort. Thank America for actually being able to understand and read that. I could not.
The other thing that mystifies me that I don't know if it's a Klingon quality is the reverse capitalization. I'm like, what the fuck is this supposed to mean grammatically? I'm sure that's just like a copy and paste, but I'm just like, why? Like, for people who aren't reading this, yeah, the thing I pronounced as Puklo is Puqlo, capital D at the end. And I suppose you could do the kind of like the Bongiorno equivalent and say Pook load, but you got to get more in there if you're trying to say Klingon.
Anyway, with that, we are done with Mailbag, and Lucky needs to take another step away.
All right, let's take 5, everybody. We're back.
Oh, we back.
Verily, let us move on to Chaldea Free Talk. It's time for New Servant Deets, the Summer Slam. Oh, shit, I just realized it means I gotta do 3 wanted videos for this.
Do you really? Well, I feel like you should probably do one.
I mean, I definitely need to do one for Lady Avalon for reasons we will see shortly.
Yeah,
I guess I could skip it because there's only 1 per banner. I could skip the 4 stars. It's still 3 videos because there's 3 SSRs.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Lady Avalon is actually separate, so maybe I only do 2 videos.
Like, honestly, I think you can get away with 2 videos.
I could probably do 2. I'll lump some of them together because
I'm pretty sure,
as we discussed, Lady Avalon's the only one that, like, she's a brand new servant pretending. You get it?
She's pretending to be a summer.
But we're not going to start there. I'm going to keep you watching that a little bit longer. I'm going to keep you getting those watch times. Pay no attention to the fact that Robyn does the time codes that you can click in the bottom. You owe me a penny for every time code you click, every time you skip. But we're going to talk about Summer Valks first. They're all identical. It's, Mecha Liz style. We don't have full stats yet because of time locks, but we do know skills and stuff, so we're going to work on those. Now, the deck here is Quick Arts Buster, high hit count, and their NP gain is pretty low as a result. According to the wiki, it is 0.2 something. But they have 4 hit arts cards, and they have a 10 hit arts AoE NP. Gee, I wonder why the NP gain is bad. It does bonus damage to Earth based on overcharge, and has a flat, it's 0.24. It's pretty low. It's been a while since you've seen a servant with NP gain this low. But again, 10 hit arts NP. Which also has a flat 40% chance to instant kill demonic enemies. I believe this procs after damage is done, which is good. Skill numero uno is a pretty basic. You get 10 to 20% arts and quick up for 3 turns, and a 3 turns, 3 hits of 50 to 100% crit up. Pretty solid stuff. Skill 2 is basically kind of a charisma slant. You get 10 to 20% attack. You get a team-wide 1 hit, 3 turns evade. Pretty good. And also, if your allies are Valkyries, you get 10 to 20% NP gain up for 3 turns. Pocket Valkyrie buff. Also totally incentivizes that thing Lucky talked about earlier, where hopefully there's a rerun and you can get 2, and then you can have them buff each other, and then you can get a friend with a 3rd, and you can do the buffs. But yeah, so there's some NP gain action there. Final skill is a targetable 20% battery flat. So there's your 20% battery, everybody. I knew you were looking for it. It's also a targetable 1k to 3k heal, and also a 10 to 20 star bomb. So pretty decent. Passives are Divinity A and Presence Concealment B, because they are assassins, definitely. So time will tell if the reported NP gain is a problem or not, but given the direction Arts is going, there's probably still some pretty spicy damage in there, free NP5. That means you can overcharge modifier. And there's just some decent team supports penciled in there. A targetable 3k heal and 20% battery. The 20% battery part requires no skill leveling, right? That's just inherent. Same with the 1-hit, 3 turns of evade for the whole party. It's a pretty solid kit. I don't think it's going to break any barriers or anything, but still decent. And like I said, I somehow feel like Arts works on that. Yes, I believe the NP gain works on themselves because they are Valkyrie. It's all Valkyrie allies. So, moving on, Ghouls and Gareth is now a 4-star saber. I'm not going to say Gareth and Goblins. You can interpret that wrongly, internet. These are decisions I have to make when writing these jokes.
Listen,
like it
I've
the
seen
other
some.
way.
I've seen some stiff in hentai. I'm just like, no, why?
So Gareth, Summer Gareth is on the low attack, high HP variety, though again, the low attack part doesn't really matter. So she's got a Saber style, quick arts, buster deck. So this means a low hit count. She's only got 2 hit arts cards, so her NP gain is high. I believe it's 0.8 something. Kind of funny how that works. Her NP is a pretty basic bitch buster AoE. It increases her attack first based on overcharge, minimum 10%, and oh yeah, you're gonna post the thing. Yeah. No, this is where the joke comes from. I love it. I love the people noticing that because of the way her normal art works, and then the fact that her swimsuit has strawberries on it, which some people pointed out does look kind of weird, right? Like, it's not a very sexy swimsuit.
It's very Gareth, by the way.
Yes. I mean, Gareth showed up to the summer convention event in her full armor plating, so her dress in Ascension 3, though, very slick, very nice. Nice. Where was I? Right. NP, like I said, basic buster AoE, gives you attack first for 1 turn. I mean, that may be the joke. But also, it gives her another attack boost if you're on a Sunshine map. It starts at 20%. So, minimum with no overcharge, you're looking at 30% attack up if you have Sunshine. Put a pin in that one. First skill is another pretty basic 10 to 20% arts up for 3 turns. Buster and arts up, so boost for cards. And also gives you 10 to 20 stars. Her second skill is a 1-time 3 turns Guts, goes from 1k to 3k recovered. Gives you 5 to 10 stars per turn, and pull that pin out because it also makes the battlefield sunlight for 3 turns. That's right. This character has a terrain buff, and also changes the terrain, all in the same kit with no need for rank ups. I wonder if we've solved the problem of terrain-specific buffs, Internet. Anyway, that's pretty good, especially for other sabers with similar effects. Gives you a lot of extension on that. Final skill is a further 20 to 30% buster up for 3 turns. Also gives her a 10 to 20% battery, because of course, as a Knight of the Round, she has to have a battery. And also gives her an on-hit basic buff for burn. Let me check if it's just turn-based or if it's hit-based. But it gives enemies burn for 300 burn damage for 3 turns on hit. And let me double-check. Yeah, so that's just self for 3 turns. So every time she lands a normal hit, actually, no, I think it's any hit. It can include her NP hits, so you can do AoE burn if they're alive still. But yeah, burn damage for 303. Passives are MR, B+, and Writing B. Pretty standard buster package. She seems fun. Like I said, her low attack doesn't really matter because between her 2 skills and her NP, you're looking at basically 50% buster up and 30% attack up whenever you want to actually do the NP. And she's got an arts up with her high NP gain, so pretty solid. Seems like they're kind of trying to do like a remix of Gawain's kit. I suspect the 2 of them go together very well. Who could have guessed? So there's some interesting team ups here. And like I said, with her third ascension, she looks right at home with all the other knights of the round. I mean, does she have too much competition? It really depends. It depends on what you're doing. I will say her kit is pretty plain, but it goes well pretty together, and you know she's got that inherent sunlight buff, so that will mesh well with squads. And she definitely has a bit of a crit focus that's pretty good. But I know what you're here for. We're going to talk about Lady Avalon, new pretender, because there's only 3 of them now. She has a pinch less attack and a pinch more HP than Oberon, that it is so close it doesn't actually matter. Like, it's like 300 apart. Also, she's not an offensive unit, so in case you couldn't tell by the fact that she has a quick arts buster deck with average hit counts and NP gain. Woo! So no extremes here, has a caster deck. So, her NP is an arts, non-damaging NP. It gives the party max HP up for 3 turns. Starts at, I think, 3k, goes to 5k at NP5. It gives the team NP per turn. Again, levels with NP levels. I think it starts at 5 and goes to 10. And puts herself a stars per turn buff based on overcharge. Sound familiar, y'all? Her first skill is basically hero creation, but arts. Max HP up, crit up, the works. But it does arts instead of buster. Second skill is basically Dreamlike Charisma. It's a 10 to 20% attack up, a flat 20% battery, but also gives your party overcharge 1 time for 3 turns. Overcharge, very good. Her final skill is like Illusion, but different. It does still do the party-wide invul. But I remember how I said that Lady Avalon does a new debuff? So it hits all enemies with a debuff that is currently being translated as NP-. So this isn't charge down, despite the name. It's like basically NP Seal, but the enemy can still use their NP if they're already there. It just prevents the effect where at the end of the turn they gain the pip. By the way, we've said this several times, but in case you've forgotten that or haven't heard that tip before, yes, when you apply NP seal, that also has an effect that the enemy does not gain NP pips normally. So this new NP minus effect just does that part. It's basically the NPC, it's like NP down, like NP gain down, but, enemy facing. So it's pretty interesting. Additionally, for every enemy present, Lady Avalon charges 10 to 20% battery per enemy. The skill is called Succubus's Ridge, so interpolate that your own way. Oh yeah, and she's got some crazy passives. So you got Territory Creation, D. I do not believe it blocks the stuff. It just it prevents the enemy from gaining the next turn NP pip. Basically, when they would gain a pip, they don't gain that pip. But if your enemy is still at full NP, they can still use it. So it's not quite an NP seal. It's kind of a low yield debuff, but it doesn't really matter. Territory Creation D, Item Construction A+, Mixed Blood EX for that 5% NP gain a turn. Also, she has her own special High Speed Words passive. Yes, High Speed Spellcrafting passive to start with 20% NP every time. Yes, this does mean I believe with her app-end skills, she goes to 40%. This chick can start with 40% battery. Also, Independent Manifestation A. So we've been talking about this up and down, but I wrote this in my notes. It's quite telling that Gerlin here has only one ascension, which is even vaguely summary. This is a meta Arts Merlin kit with some extra cherries. Like, this is straight up a, special story or an anniversary or whatever release servant with a meta-ass kit who briefly wears a parasol in one ascension. Yes, this is the double secret extra anniversary servant, y'all. Like, she doesn't really outright replace what Castoria or Tamamo do, because most of her buffs are, like, max HP focused. She has some very strong crit damage buffs, which Tamamo and Castoria don't really interact with. Though she does have more invols and stuff like that. Yeah, I think she rounds up a little more than Merlin, but it's still her skills-wise only give you that one. So it's just, she does basically everything Merlin would do in a team comp and more, because her hero creation does arts for 30 to 50%. It's crazy. I am pretty sure when she came out in arcade, we predicted something along these lines anyway. But yeah, it says a lot about this servant, that this whole paragraph describing all of her skills and other stuff is about as long as the previous two servants combined. Now, again, with Castoria already out, with Tamamo having her buffs and, being on a couple of SR tickets, I don't know if Lady Avalon is, like, a necessary unit for the future meta or whatever, but hey, if you somehow missed Castoria after all those banners, this is a really good arts unit. Or, hell, if you already have double Castoria, but you know that future content's gonna be more bullshit, here is yet another blue servant you can put in the rotation. You can use her NP minus effect to stop enemies early. She gains NP for every enemy on the field when she does that. So that will give you, basically, if you do her app-end skills and you do that buff with max level, that's gonna be 100% NP battery. So you can immediately do the max HP up, like, right out of the gate. With the stars, with the NP gain per turn. Yes, she does also have several advantages with a lot more star generation and critical strength up, obviously. Like I said, her first skill is basically hero creation style buffs. So this is going to be really useful in crits teams. It's going to be really useful for the grind. Like, if you're going to be doing a match for a long time. But, like, if you see that there are, like, 3 enemies on screen right now, but there are actually, like, 5 of them in the back kind of stuff. You're going to be doing this over multiple turns. You can't necessarily loop your way through problems. This is going to be a good one. Just, more art stall. Makes it all the more clear that every day we stray further from Jean's godly light. And she needs some more buffs. But yeah, no. I'm not going to say Lady Avalon is not good. I do not think she is a necessary unit. Like, if you're already true blueing, you don't necessarily need her. But she's going to make your team comps better. And it might be worth it. We'll see what happens for me, because I'm going to roll for Summer Gareth. So I'll take blue. I do also wonder if perhaps this means that we may indeed be due for Merlin buffs in the future, because like I said, she literally has Merlin's dreamlike charisma, but also it does a team-wide overcharge on top of it. And they're both limited units, so it's not like there's any kind of like competition here. They go in different niches as well, so we'll see what they do about that. I would have said buffing Merlin was the craziest thing, but I mean, this is indeed just Merlin buffed. Again, it's not like much like Gareth, I don't think this is like a crazy kit. Like, the only thing new about this is the NP minus, and that is basically a worse version of a debuff we already have. But it's still really good in this combination. Like, this combination of these buffs did not exist for arts, so that's pretty solid. Think about that one. Next week we'll be coming at you with the other 4 servants, because they will actually be out. The banners will have dropped, and we can actually talk about what they do. But yeah, that's that on there. So let's see. Some people asked about what events are next, so let's go ahead and do a little future predicting. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they would do overcharge for base Merlin. They might do a different buff to keep them distinct. I'm just saying that, like, again, some of her skills are literally Merlin skills, but with 1 extra effect. Like, imagine if Merlin's illusion also gave him a self-battery. But okay, let's go back to 2020 in JP. Let's scooch to September. Okay, so the next thing, if they do the standalone and don't just drop it and mix something else, will indeed be, according to the timeline, Interlude Campaign 14. That will be Kama, Shuten Doji, Suzuka, Adelante Altar. Hey, I can do that skill upgrade now. Red Hair and a VK Brawn updates. Oh shit, I can actually do almost all of these. Wild. The only one I can't do is Shuten. Looks at no SSR AoE assassins.
Oof.
I got a lot of them single target ones, especially those that are them such that are limited. Is there still no permanent AoE 5-star assassin?
Permanent AoE 5-star? Seems very specific. I can't think off the top of my head.
I do not think there is. Our last assassin was Koyanskaya of Light, who is also limited. Yeah, no, that's weird that we don't have that niche. Look, there's literally no 5-star assassin who hits multiple guys that you can get indefinitely. Also, wow, I wonder if they just don't have a lot of ideas for assassins. I'm just realizing that, like, assassin releases are very staged out. Our next assassin will be Kichi Hogan early next year.
Jesus.
That's after the last assassin was Summer Okita. Like, it's a big gap. There has not been a new assassin other than the Valkyrie we just got. Has there? I'm trying to think. Were there any assassins earlier this year? There's been some riders. There's no new assassin with Traum. Yeah, I think the gap will be Koyanskaya of Light to Summer Valk, unless I'm forgetting somebody. Yes, the last assassin was Koyan. So yeah, that is a gap of Koyanskaya of Light to Summer Valkyries. Oof. Well, at least it's a welfare. But yeah, so this is interesting. Now, I could fix this because there will be a Shuten Doji raid up on this interlude campaign, but I do not think I will be rolling. Because I did get my Adelante Altar, so I'm not going to challenge myself. But it should be a banner of Shuten, Adelante Altar, Red Hair, and a VK Brawn, which makes sense. I'm pretty sure this Kama interlude is the male Kama interlude.
Ooh,
I think that's interlude 1, so.
Is it? I feel like that's early. Did Kama have multiple interludes, I thought? Let me double check that.
Yeah, I'm already looking. Okay, that's not going to work. I got to go to a different website.
Because I feel like male Kama was like this year or early last year.
She does have multiple. Okay, so it's probably not that one then. Interludes. Yeah, interlude 1, interlude 2. Yeah, so it'll be the second interlude. Oh, yeah, I think that's the one. That's right, because that's the one that requires you to have cleared LB6. Still, gets your first interlude. I think they're both SQ interludes, too.
Looking at it, yes.
Which is kind of funny.
I mean, I don't really think Kama really needs anything.
Oh, no, her kit is fine. It's interesting that they, like, you can tell that some authors were having fun if we're just making up same course interludes. But yes, after that should be Dance Tournament in the Land of Shadows, our first Grailfront event, which is also our lottery box.
Yay!
And we'll include the Bunny Scott costume and a Skak rate-up. A Skak rate-up, by the way, with Finn McCool also on rate-up. Have fun with that one, Internet.
God, I always keep thinking I want to get me an MP2 Skahawk. I'm all like, every time she comes up, I'm just like, no!
Now, she does also get a rank up to improve her quick buff. There's some good CEs. But yeah, that should be our next one. I'm sure a lot of people are eager for that. Let me see. Let me look at them sweet boxes. Oh yeah, that's literally just, it's nothing but skill gems. It's every box is 3 bones, 3 hero proofs, 2 gears, 2 feathers. Ooh, mana prisms every box, even past the first 10. That's good. That's very good. The only thing that's not renewed is your apples. You only get bronze apples after the first 10 boxes. The grand prizes aren't that impressive as well. It's like 4 beast footprints, so faux prints, 1 crystallized lore, and some gold foes. So yeah, that's going to be fun to slam a jam. 1 skill gem, 1 gold skill gem, and 2 of red and blue of every type. But yeah, and by the way, like I said, I would not necessarily expect that soon. We're probably going to get the full week gap on Interlude campaign because we are ruse cruising pretty fast through 21 million downloads, which I would like to remind everybody, in JP, that didn't come out until this time in September. We are a full month early on that. It was 7th September to 14th September. So we are currently schmoovin'. And I don't know, I mean, obviously they said they're going to do Hey on Kill early, like they'll do it in November, but I don't know necessarily what other stuff we will be doing that might get in there. We do have Imaginary Scramble later, that'll probably be in like late October. They'll probably push back the Nightingale Christmas Carol rerun, because I've mentioned this before, it started in fucking October in JP, which is bonkers. And indeed, somebody brought this up way earlier, we may actually get another back-to-school campaign. I don't know if there's any campaigns we're really missing, because it's not like there were conventions happening in the year 2020. But there were a few things like tied to some other stuff that we may or may not have gotten already. Man, there's 2 Interlude campaigns this year. Like, left in this year. Interlude Campaign 15 would also coming out. That's Dioscuri, Shonagon, Paris, Romulus, Cornus, Bart, Lisha, One Assassin, and Estrella. Ooh, Estrella NP Interlude. That'll be fun. But yeah, so we've got a lot of stuff, but we've got a lot of gaps between stuff. So it'll be very interesting to see like how that works out timing-wise. But, okay, that's that. Before we get on out of here, I figured it'll be a slightly shorter show this week. We've only just crossed the 2-hour mark.
Yeah.
Well, this is what happens when Nissan doesn't give me 5 pages of show notes.
Yeah.
It's okay. We've just, like we just said, the actual new content in NAFGO is going to be a little lean and patchwork for the first chunk of this quarter, I should say, for this block here. Though I'm sure it'll even out, and I'll be very eager to talk about the mechanics of Grailfront once we're actually ready to pull the trigger on that one. We just don't really know when, because everything is like either really accelerated or going to be a while. But I am checking the patron poll. Let's see how Fanservice Friday is doing. You got probably a few more days left on this. You have 5 days left, and Locusta is winning, but only with 38%. It's a very tight race. Got 16 votes total. I'm pretty sure that's not all the people who can vote, so if you haven't voted, you can still vote. And if you want to vote, you can support us on Patreon at the 5 and up level to access our topic polls. We also have a fail betrayal poll that you can choose to observe if you so desire. That one is doing things, but I may talk about that at a later point.
Oh, I think Zax, if you're back to playing Get for me, I'll let you back into Crow's Nest.
The man finally got his sub working.
Yeah.
After a couple of days. We may talk about that more on What's Up. Hey, speaking of which, by the way, if you want more us juice, you want more of us in your ears, this wasn't enough for your OQ grind, tune into What's Up. That's usually streamed Saturdays after Let's Talk FGO goes public on YouTube. It's streamed on YouTube. No idea what we'll be playing this week.
Probably, if I keep playing Judgment, it'll probably be on Lost Judgment tomorrow.
That's what I was thinking, somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah.
Also, hey, I'm going to plug it. We've got a new actual play series, Gen Sakai. We've talked about it a lot on What's Up in future ones. We've got 2 episodes out now. You can go ahead and check those out on our channel. You can hear me as the Game Master. Lucky is one of our players. We also have some other people you will have seen either around the community or in previous actual play series. So go check that out. They're blobbed out at 4 hours, and yes, we do spend way too much time talking about fantasy foods. We're fucking the Brian Jock school of fantasy literature telling.
Oh, that's so true. God, there was so much food porn in Redwall.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure that was formative for me, because that was when I was young. So I think I may just associate like fantasy writing with describing food. Like, yes, I put a shitload of hours this week into writing a lot of lore and stat blocks for Giants, but like I spend just as much time like looking up different meals and stuff and filling out the food roster and making other people hungry.
I did find it hilarious, though, when I asked, hey, what is everyone's like preferred food? And you were like, I swear to God, if you don't have an
answer. I'm about to say, if you motherfuckers don't have an answer for this, I have spent so much time writing a document that answers this fucking question. I built a fucking table. I built the meal square. Like, there's so much. And then, gosh, Axe, I don't want to dunk on you, but you just failing to read the table and just be like, oh my God. Literally right there, my dude. My guy. Oh. You asked about sushi, and I like literally outlined the meal score in red pen. You might have forgotten. It was several days ago, and you probably didn't care that much. But yeah, no. So like I said, there's lots of hours of that. Go ahead and check it out. No, the table is new. The table is for common stuff that doesn't need describing. Anyway, this part right here, this Fafa part right here, this is basically like what What's Up is like, so tune into that, like I said, and, if you need more time, go there. I should also plug Prague, probably. I think this episode is okay. Although I will warn you, there will be no Prague next week. Loth will be busy house sitting, and Robyn is working that week, so we'll be down a couple of dudes again, so we're going to skip it. I may have some ideas for some fun stuff to do Wednesday evening. I will talk about that on What's Up, because I may need some of your assistance, Internet, in finding an appropriate thing. Oh, no, can't retweet that. Sorry, tabbed over to Twitter as I write up. I can't retweet that. Ooh, we'll do that. Ooh, we'll retweet some Dragon's Crown Sorceress. But yeah, I think that's all the usual plug-in stuff for... Well, actually, yes, I should also mention, because, we don't always have the same people listening to the same shows. Obviously, I want you to watch What's Up if you need more hours of us. And that has an audio version downloadable for patrons as well. If you don't want to watch the show live, there'll be a VOD, and you can also get the audio. We are still streaming on Mondays. We are at the start of the... we have just kicked off the final case of Game 1 of Great Ace Attorney. We will be continuing to hammer away at that one. And, God willing, we will see a courtroom next Monday. Because, hey, we streamed for 4 hours and 20 minutes, just Blaze, and still didn't get to the courtroom bits. So we'll be trying to hammer that away. And after Great Ace Attorney, Lucky will be taking over to show us that there's just something about Mega Man X.
I might have gone on a bit of a weird craze.
Oh, I noticed, but they're good animations. I love the part where with Spark Mandrill, it's like, oh, this is pretty good. Because it is. You Internet, if you have put a Mega Man X cartridge in a Super Nintendo, you know you remember Spark Mandrill. You might not think you remember Spark Mandrill, you remember Spark Mandrill. I'm just hearing it in my brain right now, rent-free.
Same. I'm just putting that in there for somebody.
Oh my god, you have a GIF?
It's not as good, though. The fucking...
I mean, it's not the same without the music, but, like, it's got the part I want. Yo, it's
yeah, really I know,
good.
But it's not like, because it's supposed to be dashing, and, because when you do get dashing, you do literally go ape shit.
Yeah, you dash everywhere. And in the animation, what is it? Yeah, Terminal Montage has the YouTube channel at the bottom of there. In the animation, when the drum breakdown happens, it's got the animated X does the air drum breakdown. It's great.
It's so good.
Yeah, Smooth Groove also does some great acapella Mega Man songs. I'll probably click on that one when we're not recording so that I don't loop his audio and Internet you can go to. But yes, like I said, if you like these kinds of diversions, check us out streaming. Check us out Saturdays on What's Up, also a stream. That does also include gameplay. And, like I said, watch the new APs. They're good. Some of you watched them already. I appreciate that. But keep watching. It's good. We spent a lot of time working on this. It's not, and I won't say it's just me either. Like because of the playtest nature of this, there is a lot of background talk goes on between basically everybody but Dallas, who refuses to speak to us any day other than Sunday.
It's true.
Listen, Dallas has a lot of different stuff he works on. It's the same with Prague. He talks to me like 2 or 3 times a week about Yu-Gi-Oh, which is a terrible shame because if you watch this week's Yu-Gi-Oh stream because we didn't have enough guys for Fail Portrayal, that starts with me, Dallas, and Axe, and very shortly joined by Loth, just yelling about stuff. We talk about Dark Souls, Final Fantasy, Fire Emblem. Like, we just talk about shit. But Dallas is not usually accessible all the time during the week. Okay, anyway, I think I've bought us a couple extra minutes in the edit, about as much as I can. Hopefully y'all are as excited for the summer of the future as we are. We will get back to you with more banners and art assets and all kinds of greebly deebles out there. And so on and so forth next time, so be sure to come back for that. And yeah, other than all the other future stuff I plugged, I don't think of any other future plugs. Chat, if there's anything I've forgotten news-wise, it's your time to get my last minute in. Nobody's typing. Okay, we didn't forget anything. All right, let's do the outro. Let's do the outro so I can edit this and we can all go about our business. I want to go terraform Mars. Make Mars green again. So, the outro goes a little something like this. If you're watching this video on YouTube, be sure to give it a like. Click like. I can't animate it, so I'll just pretend to make a little clicky noise. I guess I could click my mouse loudly to my microphone, but there's no guarantee Discord would do it. Anyway, click that like button. If you want to, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Which summer banner are you rolling on of the 3? Don't tell me you're not rolling on one of them. They've got something for everybody. You can also join our Discord. Link is always in the video description and on our channel page. If you're new here and haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. Get all the vibes all the time. Even if you're already subscribed, make sure to hit that bell for notifications so you always know when we post a new video. Watch new videos. Not whatever the hell is going on with that one Uno stream that I tweeted about. So make sure you hit the bell and you'll be able to be informed of live streams and stuff. You can also join our channel membership by clicking the join button, or there is a link in the description as well. Get access to membership badges and emotes for live streams and comments and mailbags. That's right, you can put our channel emotes in mailbag if you are a member. It's super cool. And whenever Lucky gets a new tablet, I've got a couple of ideas I want to throw by him.
Once I have my new tablet, I'll definitely be more inclined on doing arts.
Yeah. But memberships really helps us out as well. So, get ahead and throw those around. And also, like I said at the front of the show, you can support us on Patreon. You can get access to this episode in audio format, usually early. Like, literally, I edit the audio, and then that goes onto Patreon first, then it gets turned into a video. So that's as little as $1 a month, or approximately $10 a year for an annual membership. At higher levels, you can vote in topic polls like the Fan Servant Friday, get access to video releases early, lots of other stuff. Oh, by the way, being a patron at any level gets you access to our patron Discord, and you could see the crazy gifts that go along with this. But if you want to listen to this show live as it's recorded, there's also a high level for that, on our shoutouts, etc., etc. It's a fun time, and it helps support us. So, thank you for support, everybody. This has been another Let's Talk FGO, and I guess it's time to go home, back to the cold, cold Arctic.
Away!